Right. So we have box of outsides crack at the start, we'll crack one more at the end, and then we combo chasing in a sense. So what I've been sort of going through is finding who has quite the strong 4-card turn, right? So surprisingly, both Syndra and Fang both have 40 damage applicable through equipment as well. But yeah, kind of insane, right? The rationale here is both make use of their new legendary from the hunted, so it's completely understandable why, of course, they are legendary cards, and you can only have one in your class constructed deck. Because even consistently, you can put out 20 to 30 damage with very, very simple switches as well, right? So like for Fang, you have Twist and Turn versus Long Whisker Loyalty versus potentially the Mark for additional swing card as well. And then for Syndra, there's actually, thanks to Flick Knives, a few different applicable cards instead of like Blood Runs Deep, because you can still get both daggers destroyed nice and simply. Now, I'm curious. Why does it seem like I am not live on YouTube? Not good. Ah, no, I'm the idiot. Literally on the wrong channel. Fine. It should be fine. Where's my... Wait, I'm using my phone to record. I'll do this quickly then. Check. Don't know when I should make the full switch to just streaming Fab content on, well, my Fab channel. Which, if you don't know, if you're watching this on YouTube, live or post, the majority of my Fab content goes up on Klloo TCG. Yeah, Klloo TCG. So, if you're interested in Fab content, check that out. But it looks like we're fine. Cracking outside is good, good, good. I should probably set the thumbnail. God, I have way too many thumbnails. It will do, even though we're cracking the outsiders. Alright, should be fine then. Once it saves. I should reload chat, because chat's not working either. Ah, good time. I have to get back to the swing of this eventually. Refresh, do the trick, or not. Well, I'm going to open this. Prodexes and knives. Let's do what we want. Klloo, Pearl Red seem to be in high demand, which is understandable, right? Because in base it's 3 power, go again, right? And then pay 1, destroy your dagger. If you've got, a retrieve mechanic primed and ready. Keep the box for the commons. Should really sift out foils. And I can probably get rid of that for now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see what we can pull. It's actually, Give and Take is another majestic I'd like to find a full set of. So yeah, there's lots of good things to find in Outsiders. Putting the traps, right? Because Frailty. God. Fealty and Frailty, there. Head scratcher. Anyway, that in Arachne, right, to shut down the meta, because also we're gonna, have Ninja Rampant, we're gonna have probably a decent uptick in Warrior as well, right? So, the traps are decent. Toxicity as well. We can go over a few things with that, and obviously like Kiss of Death and Pain in the Backside. And nothing so far. Oh, I need to move over. So I don't think the pack will be picked up by the mic. Always difficulty finding the right setting. Yeah, no. Oh, a little bit, if I talk. We can open up the noise limiter a little bit. See. I think I'd have to be super close to it. Anyway. Sean Sharp. This has been seriously outcompeted, right? What's one of the dagger cards that's +1 then +3 on the next one? It's insane. Orbiter class. Fortunately, Mark is just too big of an objective. I don't think Orbiter class is actually a good dagger, is it, right? When this hits, next time they defend with 1 or more non-attack action cards. Yeah, no. Fortunately not. Still though, a foil M is nice. It is pretty. Also, we should probably go over the gem pack, because I think that's being fully revealed, right? I don't know if it's on the actual Arsenal's website, but people have opened enough of them at this point for the list, and it's like 1 Marvel, 3 Cold Falls or something like that, and then a bunch of the just EAs. So yeah, my thoughts on that is, as long as there's a big enough quantity, then it's good. Otherwise, people are going to get annoyed, right, on the downgrade. Toxic tips. Next action card you play this turn. When this hits a hero, create a fealty. Oh, do I actually like that with Kiss of Death? I wouldn't mind looking into just a huge Kiss of Death combo, because, yeah, there's some on-hit effects that should not be repeatable. But that's kind of a nice one, right? You create a token, 1 cost. It's probably not worth the flick knives. In a budget version, right? Mask Malicious Manifestation. Pain in the backside wasn't an attack action. God, if there was one action throw that was the same, didn't destroy the dagger, masking Kiss of Death could be interesting. You just basically buff it. And that Bond's red. I think I'd only want to pull out the foil. Bond's red or Hurl. So far, we're just getting a bunch of daggers. It's not great. Fist Cuffs, touch, blue Hurl, unfortunately, and a backstab. Oh, and nope, go back. That was weird. This house was awfully designed. Well, not the house itself. The house is nice. The connection. So the NBN, which is our national broadband here in Australia, it's in the garage, right? And garage is a concrete garage. So on a 30-degree day like today, well, the internet overheats, which is beautiful. So it seems like we're stuttering a little bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. No. 1 good M. 2 out of 3 codexes, give or take, right? What's the other one? Premeditates in this as well? There's some decent M's. It's not weapons. Backstab, Barbed Undertow. When the city hero choose red, yellow, or blue, until the start of turn they can't pitch cards of the chosen color. God, if there was a version of this that was pick 2, because picking blue, picking blue against current meta, right? Could be decent, because a lot of decks are running a harder blue line than they normally would. But I don't think overall that's a good M. And then nothing as well. Fine. I mean, we found the cold call near the top. So potentially. Trap, spike. So all the spike cards are target attack action card with stealth. Did Kiss of Death have stealth? It does have stealth, because with Slippy it has a go again, right? So still 1 cost for the +3 though. Ascendant Gust Wave. So I'm curious how they will pivot and fix up combo with Katsu, or if it's never going to be Ninja's identity again. I mean, they keep giving the expansion slot cards, so they're trying to fine-tune it, right, little by little. Another Toxicity, blue. So yeah, so I think Toxicity, Kiss of Death, or even, yeah, just Toxicity, Kiss of Death, right, and Poison Blade. Take the blue line, and it becomes this, you know, your opponent's on 20 life, and suddenly you're pressuring the KO. And then you still have the pitchables for early game. Blade Cuff, if only it wasn't 2. If it was 1, Blade Cuff would be great. I'm curious why they made it 2. Heads Leads Tails is actually interesting, right? Because Faye, you can name Phoenix Flame. Fortunately, you can name the weapon, but obviously it's not an attack action card at that point. There's too much variety in Syndrome. I'd have to look into the IRA lines if you could take Heads Leads Tails. Not a bad M to find. One of the flat buffing cards. If it worked on the daggers, it means Syndra would have access to 5 straight buffs. So 15, yeah, you'd have a 1 in 4 chance every turn to have one of your buff cards. And that literally means every turn you get pressuring for 20-ish damage. Blood Rots, Brush Off, nada. Yeah, no. Can't hear the packs whatsoever. Actually, I think I have a second mic. I could probably... No, because my voice would echo. I have to set up it in a way that, I'm just opening the packs over it. John Sharp again. Kind of just outcompeted. A lot of the old buffs were starting to get power prep, which is something to keep in mind, because the main thing that was happening was block, defense reactions, etc. But now actually stat lines, which is a bigger deal. Like Blood Rot, Recoil. Foil? Lighting here. Probably turn on the light. I think that's a foil. I don't think it's worth anything, but still. Foil equipment is foil equipment. I find this crest, a plunge. When this hits, next dagger attack this turn gets +1. See, so weird, right? I guess it's the same stat line as hurl, but 0 cost 3+1, considering it has the typing requirement. I think would have been correct back then. God, that's 3 daggers in this box. We won action cards. Well, I probably shouldn't complain. We did get a codex in each box last time. There's a red hurl. Not foil though. And a lace with inertia. So inertia is not bad either. But I think one of the hangouts will be, Arsenal card. Oh, Dishonor. Fortunately. So what do you need? You control Surging Strike, Descending Gust Wave, and Bonds of Ancestry. So the idea is you still play Surging Strike, you still play Descending Gust Wave, and you play the new Katsu one. Yeah. I mean, dishonoring either Fang or Finger is pretty big. Rathe, I guess because you deny the agents. The cool card, it just... Combo needs some love. Even if it's just, like a leg piece that's once per turn, give a card with combo go again, instead of the breeze one, right? Which is all combos for a turn, but, you break it. Gold Belching, yeah. Is that an interesting card? You take mainly 3 and 4s in Ira. No, a 0 for 3 is not worth it whatsoever. Humble, Sedate, Riptide. Well, feels like we're at the end of the ropes on this one. No. And Pendulum Trap. Bleed Out. Blue's no good. Bleed Out's another insane one as well. There's just so many good rare to common cards for Ninja now. Feel like water. Pay 1 and wait, what is it? Feel like water gains the name, right? Yeah, no, not good enough. Well, last 3. Second cold point? Maybe? Nope. Back to the Mask of Many Faces. So Ninja, name card, next attack action card you play this turn gains that name. Ninja outside a combo. The main thing is Tigers or Phoenix Flame. Then, Phoenix Form. Okay. One more M. One more. Not in this pack. So lucky last. Hopefully. Toxic Tips again. Inertia, another Bond. Infectious Host, and nothing. Well, kind of a bad box. I mean, just because of the daggers. So we got Gore Belching, Dishonor, and Heads Lead Sails, Barbed Undertow is our 4, right? And then Either of them. 3 daggers. So actually, you know, hitting 7 M's is good, because 6 is on average. But not the best M's. Okay. And combo hunt then. And but now to remember which one it is. I think I want that. I want opera. If it picks the right tab, that is. There we go. Okay. So, time to see what we can discover. Right, so I'll go over these quickly because they're fun, right? So, yeah, 4 cards for 40 damage with Syndra. Nice and simple. Knight into Spreading Flame, Tunic into the other Spreading Flame. Then you can play Rathe Retribution for free since you have 3 Draconic Chain Links. So then you can swing your daggers for free. Hopefully one of these lands, and you can use Pouncing Links to find your Blood Runs Deep. Even without going into the Blood Runs Deep, it's still a sizable turn, right? So it'd be 2+1, right? Because you Ignite. Makes Spreading Flame free, because when it attacks, that would be a 3. And then Tunic for the other Spreading Flame would still be a 3. Rathe Retribution would then be a 5, since it's now on Chainlink 4. And then your Dagger Swings would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you swing twice, 4. If you don't have Blood Runs Deep, you can still flick it away, and then re-equip and swing one more time. Plus, you could use Dragon Scale Flight Path if you wanted, and that'd be one more swing too. That'd be 2, 5, 8, 13, 17, 21, 22, 30 damage. So without Blood Runs Deep, you're still pressuring 30 damage. That's still pretty nutty, right? You don't get the Mask of Pouncing Link to hit. Yeah. That's great. So scary. Oh, God. So, the thing with Zen was his top end was so high. I think the Hunted, though, both Fang and Syndra, it's just the amount of consistent damage that they can throw out every single turn is crazy. So then for Fang, we have our 4 cards here, right? So you can use Tunic with Gallantry Gold, you can play Oath of Steel for free. So that's already a +2 every swing, and then Oath of Steel keeps ramping up, which is where it becomes so good, right? Because it's not, you know, a +3 over 2 swings. It could be a +3 over 2 swings if it's on the same dagger, right? So just 3 hits, and this is why I like it for Dory too with daggers, is because with 3 hits, that's already a +4, right? Which is really good. So, what was the line, right? So you do Gallantry Gold, you do Oath of Steel, you pop Tunic, so that's done, that's done, that's done. You then swing with Obsidian, and the math is always going to do my head in here. So it's 1 plus the Oath of Steel plus the Gallantry Gold, right? You can then Long Whisker Loyalty, take the additional hit, and that still gets it a +1 because of the Obsidian. So that's already 4 damage on that chain. You then swing with Obsidian again because we need to build the chain link so we can do Fire and Brimstone, right? So that is then a 1. Oath of Steel goes to 2. Still get the 1 from Gallantry Gold. And then we're doing Fire and Brimstone since it's now free. So you get 1 from Fire and Brimstone, and you get 1 from... Oh, this is off the page, isn't it? Almost. You get 1 from Fire and Brimstone and 1 from the Obsidian Fire. So what are we at? We're at 4, 4, 6. Right, so 10 damage there. That's been played. That's been played. So we get an additional hit for Fire and Brimstone, and we still have Dragon Scale Flight Path as well. So then we go Dagger one more time. So a 1... plus the Oath is a 3, plus the Gallantry Gold, plus the Fire and Brimstone at this point. And we use Dragon Scale Flight Path to get us another swing later on, so that's another 6. Right, and then we can go into Quicksilver. So we do Twist and Turn, which is a +4. Quicksilver is a 1, Gallantry and the counter, and then also still Fire and Brimstone. Yeah, so that's a 7 to start. Right, we have 1 additional swing because of the Fire and Brimstone, 1 additional swing from Twist and Turn if it hits, right? So we can go 1, 1, that becomes a 2, that becomes a 3, that stays a 1, right? That's 5 damage, followed by 6 damage. And I've probably miscounted something because this one did my head in. And then we can swing one more time with the Obsidian Firebane, right? Which is a 1, and then 4 because of the counters, and then 2 buffs. Right, and that's another 7. What's that amount to? 10, 16, 16, 23, 28, 34, 41. Wait, 41? Did I do my math wrong last time? It's either 40 or 41, right? 10, 16, 23, 28. Yeah, 34, 41. Either way, it's a lot of damage that both of them can put out. I have to check that video. But yeah, let's look into other people. So the easy one for Rathe is death. Right, and then you take some toxicities. Probably 2. Pressuring 10 a piece is kind of nice. And then you have like pain in the backside. And then flick knives. And so that would be you pressure 3 and technically 10, right? Because the 2 toxicities. Pain in the backside then pressures 11, not 10, because you have Kiss Death Zone effect. Then pain in the backside would be another 3, 1 from the dagger effect. God, I forget that. That's 11. 10, nope, still 11 from the bonus effect, right? And then flick knives. You need, actually, no, this doesn't work because you need one more attack action because flick knives is attack reaction step. The nice thing about flick knives in conjunction with pain in the backside is if pain in the backside is blocked, then you're free to just flick knives, right? The objective for me, though, would be to have Kiss of Death and 3 pain in the backsides along with buffs. Because the idea here is you get 5 chances to get the dagger across. So chances are you're going to get the dagger across. Because they have to block Kiss of Death. Then they have to block 3 pain in the backsides. And if they still block the 3 pain in the backsides, then you just flick. So the question would be, could you buff Kiss of Death where it's an OTK or something? And, there's some scary cards that work in conjunction, right? The big one to point out is definitely Amulet of Servness. So it doesn't work on Talishare because the way Amulet of Servness is programmed on Talishare is incorrect. But this is a on-hit effect, so when this hits, banish the top card of your deck. If it's an attack action card, you may play it this turn. Now, not great targets in Assassin, though, unfortunately. But technically speaking, that means you can get up to 15 cards, right? Because you've got Kiss of Death, 3 pain in the backsides, and a flick knives. So technically, the dagger could hit up to 5 times, right? 3 cards apiece, 15 cards. So, yeah, that's kind of a scary combo. But you'd need Kiss of Death in the arsenal. So I guess you throw on a buff or a toxicity, right? Yeah, Kiss of Death, double dipping. Don't know if that should realistically be the case. All right. Who to start with? We could look into Dory, actually. Dory? What do I do? I do cards, damage, and then I fill it in. Alright, so Dory, because of the straight on hit, is very scary. And 2 Earth Steals. Actually kind of nice. And you do like Sharpened Sense. Right, so that's already 000. And then I guess you do like a Twist and Turn for the hell of it. Twist and Turn. And then you take 2 Quicksilvers. And it's as simple as that. Although, I kind of like Iron Song Determination a little bit more. We have Go Again thanks to Sharpened Sense. And then we're racking up counters every single swing. And we get potentially 1 more swing. So, how many swings in total would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be hopefully 3 with 1 dagger. And 1 with the other. You get 1 from Sharpened Sense. You get 4 from Twist and Turn. And then counterwise, you go 2, 4, 6, and 2. So, what is that? The first dagger opens at 8, which is Kind of nice already. Second dagger is a 6, followed by an 8, followed by a 4. So 16, 20, 26. Again, like that's kind of insane. That just 4-card hand, pressure 26 damage. Granted, the twist and turn or stories can be denied, but say twist and turn is denied, right? So you take out 6 damage. Take out 2 damage, potentially. It's still going to be, 16 to 20 something damage, which is, again, still insane to just pressure. And the conundrum that we're getting to now is the fact that you have so many alternatives, right? I mean, you take all 9 copies of Twist and Turn, which is already straight crazy, right? 4 swings with Dorinthia in any sense of buff, whether it's Iron Soul Determination or Oath of Steel. Ramping exponentially is just... But is another swing better than an Oath of Steel? It can't be, no, because you're getting 2 counters each time. But yeah, and then of course you have Dory's bread and butter with Steel Blade Supremacy. You have Ira, who still has Whirling Mist Blossom. You have Faye, who still has their draw engine. And it's kind of... They kind of need to just prune all the pre-existing draw, right? Because it's very clear that the mentality that they're carrying forward is just 1 for 1, right? So say the card costs 1, play it. It then has either conditional or non-conditional. If it's conditional draw, it's usually 0 cost. If it's... Sorry, that's the wrong way to do it, right? If it's non-conditional, it usually costs 0, right? No, usually costs 1. I've done this backwards. If it's conditional draw, right, then it costs 0. So the new cards... Actually, no, because the dagger hits a marked target. Is conditional. Why am I doing this way? They're all in the hunted anyway. So draw-wise, and this is also kind of the wrong way to do it. So draw, and we want the hunted. Yeah, so the only crazy one to me is drop a Dragon Blood, right? But all of these are self-replacing. Or prowess is also kind of crazy, but balanced in the sense, right? You have to swing 3 times. I feel like this should almost be you have to hit, and they could have made it hit twice or something like that. But, still something for Ninja, right? You're basically converting 1 card from 1 turn to another card another turn, which I don't think is actually needed at this point either. If they get rid of, like, Whirling Mist Blossom and Phoenix Form, what's then draw? I guess Tooth and Claw, the Tiger one, and maybe. But yeah, so Perforates is pay 1 to draw 1 unconditionally. Save the Blood is 0 cost, but conditional draw. And Throw Dagger is 0 cost, conditional draw. Yeah, so I had it right? So that seems to be how draw is going to be handled in the future. Right? A simple 1-to-1. Problem with what we just had with Dorinthia is Steel Blade Supremacy, right? Is unconditional. Not unconditional, is unending, right? So that is the scary part. Because if you're swinging, 5 times a turn, and I think you can get to 5 swings easy enough, Steel Blade Supremacy is gonna land, right? I mean, what would you need? So Steel Blade Supremacy itself is a buff as well. It's just crazy because it's a +2 till the end of turn, and then draw a card. So yeah, I think Steel Blade Supremacy, Whirling Mist Blossom, they're kind of in ban territory, just to smooth things along. But I mean, you also give them their time to shine, right? I mean, what's sort of the craziest thing you do with Steel Blade Supremacy? I mean, it's a +6, and if it lands, you get 3 cards. So, you know what? I didn't count. I didn't count having to pay the daggers because I'm so used to Fang. So this also doesn't work. So I actually have to find something for Dorinthia. Perforate is probably the go because Perforate is free. I mean, you go 2 perforates, 1 on each dagger. But then you also have to pay for the swing to start off. That work. Let's see if we can figure this out. the simplest way to kind of either do a ton of damage or get that draw across. So, I mean, maybe it's just one perforate. One perforate, titanium bubble, two steel blade supremacies. You'd only play one though off the pitchable. So that'd have to be another pitchable as the draw card for perforate. But still, 2 draw plus 4. That's still sizable. So you go Quicksilver Dagger, right? So we've pitched this. We still have 2 remaining, so we'll do that, right? Quicksilver Dagger, that's presenting 1 damage. You perforate, right? So that's another pitch gone. Your Quicksilver Dagger is now free. Does not have go again, though. So you'd have to throw in, like, Refraction Bolters? Or we could probably work Sharpened Sense into this. You'd probably... I still think Fleetfoot Sandals is just easier. Because Refraction Bolters is when weapon hits. And give it a go again. Whereas just Fleetfoot Sandals is just perfect for the daggers. Right? Yeah. Sorry, Pirates entered my brain because of the sandals, right? And, you know, the thought that being the next set. Thinking about it, Swashbuckler. If they were going to make Swashbuckler different from Dorinthia, probably be weapon cards, right? What they're experimenting with Assassin. But yeah, so there's you go again. So back to it. Pitch that. 3 charges. 1 on the dagger, 1 on perforate. So we're swinging for 1, right? Perforate's been activated, so Quicksilver Dagger's now free. We Fleetfoot Sandals. Quicksilver Dagger gets it, other Quicksilver Dagger recognizes it, then that Quicksilver Dagger recognizes the other Quicksilver Dagger. Confusing, but perpetual go again, right? If it hits, we get the additional swing. Either way, we still get the additional swing off of Perforate. So we still have 1 more chance to activate Dorinthia, right? We then have 1 resource left, but we've drawn a card, so we have the other Titanium Bubble. So we can then Steel Blade Supremacy. And that means we're swinging for 5, which is still deniable. So it's a bit harder to get it off the ground with Steel Blade Supremacy. We used Sharpened Sense before as our go again. But there's just so many good dagger cards now. I mean, just a straight +4 is nice, and then not having to worry about marking, fealty, or draconic, just getting around the cost. I think Dagger Dorinthia, because of the +1 swing, is just undersung. Take Mark still to do Saver. The fact that you can't clear Mark is also kind of interesting. Like, you just set up, you know, a couple. You basically need 3 Mark cards for 3 Savers. And then you still have Agility Stance, you still have Flurry as well. I think if you were going for Steel Blade Supremacy, you'd want Iron-Sun Determination. Which is still a crazy card for either Fang or Dorinthia, right? +1 and Dominate for the whole turn. Granted, it's target weapon. Not quite as good. But yeah, Dominate on, you know, how much damage you can present is nuts. Maybe I actually looked into what other equipment. The other thing you'd really still want is grains, though. That way you could save resources for the Quicksilver Daggers, make it easier. I should have bought it. Well, actually, it's still probably somewhat cheap. Problem is finding legendaries in Australia. Awful. Yeah, it's probably just grains. Take grains, and whenever you can stockpile resources, right? You have a blue. The problem is, though, you're probably still just using up all the resources. The benefit for Fang is once you have Bank primed, instead of actually just going into the crimson turns, right, where you're throwing in that extra card, you take grains and you be a bit more conservative, and then you just stockpile the resources. But what else? Headwise, you have Helmet with Sharp Eye. Could also make it insane. Any card, right? Banish top card of your deck, you may play it as combat chain. Yeah, activate the ability only if you control a weapon with greater. Is, super easy when you tag as a 1, right? I think that's a no-brainer. Arms, I guess it's still gallantry. This is the weapon buff. Marriage token's not good enough, even for the temper. And it's a sword. 3 hammers, attack action cards, god. No. So Stubby Hammers isn't anything for Syndra. But Zen must be eating well. You got tigers and daggers now. Your next weapon attack stone gets +1. Yeah, Gallantry Gold's still better. So is Battle One too, so yeah, no. Gallantry Gold's really nice. And I've taken Fleetfoot Sandals, but is there a better choice of legs? I guess the Refraction Bolt is because they have Battle Worn. No. Boy. We're swinging, right? So you take Valiant Dynamos. Anyway. Why can't I get rid of this Perforate? Alright. So, Sharp Sense is our way to gain Go again. But you don't need it. So, yes, you'd convert Oath. You convert a Sharp Sense to Oath of Steel. Right? And then you take, what was the other card we threw in? 1 Twist and Turn. And then you still just need the resources. Which I guess you'd kind of like Tunic more. The occasional 1 free dagger swing versus stockpiling resources. For Fang, I think you want grains. Just for Dorinthia, if you're taking daggers, I think you want Tunic. So every 3 turns you get 1 dagger swing, easy off. We take Fleetfoot Sandals. Move that. Move that. We won't play around with Helm. So here I'm still swinging potentially 4 times, which works out beautifully, right? So you can still have a blue Pitchwell, in this case Titanium Bubble. So we wouldn't be able to work in Gallantry Gold, unfortunately. But we could swing 4. We get +2 and we get +4. We swing for 1, +2, plus the 4. Right, if it hits, we get another swing. So 1 +4. And then third swing. So 1, 2, 3. Right. And then you just have the other naked dagger as a 1 +2. What was that? That's 4 damage. 10, 14, 4. So 22 damage. Not bang levels, but still 22 damage starting. How do we make it better? That's the question. So in this scenario, from Oath of Steel, right? Each Oath of Steel is worth 1, 3, 6, 7. Right? So each Oath of Steel is worth 7. That's pretty huge, right? Why I think Oath of Steel is so unsung. Because again, even swinging twice, 2 different weapons is only a +2. Right? Swinging twice, same weapon, is a +3. So in Dorinthia, why hasn't Oath of Steel been 1? Oh, because you take Dawnblade, right? So because it's 2-handed weapon, I don't get that many swings. In which case, Oath of Steel is just a stock standard buffing card, but still a 3 block. Question is, how do we ramp this up more? We could work Gallantry Golden, that's a +1. But I'd have to take, like, Perforates instead of Twist and Turn. Then I'm still 1 resource short. No, not 1 resource short. Plus I get the additional swing. Yeah, no. So, the Twist and Turn, we go Perforate. And obviously the, crazy thing to do here is just take all the Perforate and say they all line up. We'll say these are the 4 cards you have, right? then we'll just say perforate draws into a +3, right? That's I think the simplest way. So one cost, nope, one cost, and then the other dagger. So you could get away without tunic. Basically, you'd go 2 Oath of Steel. You then swing, plus the gallantry gold, right? Then you swing, so that's that. You perforate it, so that's 1 additional swing. If it hits with Dorinthia, that's 1 additional swing, right? So then we can go swing again for 1, 4, 1. It's now free as well, so it doesn't cost us anything. One more time, so 1, 6, 1. Right? 1 swing, 2 swing, 3 swing. Yeah. And then you still have the other dagger that's a 1, a 2, and a 1. And then say the perforate drew into a +3. Right? We'll just say stock standard, buffing card, not anything in particular. Our Fleetwood Sandals, and I'll go again. Resource cost, we've had to pay 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on the other Quicksilver dagger. Which is only extra 4 damage, right? This is still 1. I mean, you can take 1 Quicksilver dagger to benefit with the dagger cards, and then 1 sword even. So it's 4. 4 plus 7, 9 plus 8. So 13, 21. It's only 25 damage though. I don't know why I wrote 24. How do we make this better? Your sword choices. Spend by 1 more attack action card. Gains go again. Gets +2 while defending a weapon attack. Not a bad defensive option. Or just a Centauri Saber. Guess you just take Centauri Saber? No, because for the ease of go again, you need the dual Quicksilver daggers. Because it's always another weapon you control. So you have to give 1 Quicksilver dagger go again, the other one picks it up, and then gives it back to the first one. So taking them in conjunction is what you really want in order to benefit from the go agains. Is an additional swing worth more than an Oath of Steel? Probably. I don't take a twist and turn. That's already a +4, and then the swing. Be 1 plus the Oath counters. That has to amount to more damage. So again, it's the same thing. A Gallantry Gold and Oath. No. Why? Well, Oath ramps. How many swings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Turn into counting with Dorinthia. Right, and that's just +1. Twist and turn would get us a +4. And then again, we just say perforate gets us a +3. Right, if I missed anything, Gallantry Gold, Oath of Steel, Twist and Turn, perforate. Yeah. So that is 5 damage, 4, 8, 11 damage, 7 damage. Why does every time we tweak it seem to be going down in numbers? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just meant to take like 3 Oaths of Steel and just swing. It'd be 3, 6, 3. No, that's not enough damage from Oath of Steel. Twist and turn has to be the right call. Perforate. Swing 4 times, so we still need 4 resources. We're going to be able to stick in the Gallantry Gold. That would have to be a reduce in damage. That has to be the 4-card combo. Right? For Dorinthia? I don't really want to count it out again. But obviously, if Perforate draws into like a twist and stab, twist and turn, sorry, then it gets a bit crazier. Sheath, sword, sharp senses, weapon, blade, sword. I don't think you'd want to run split, right? One dagger, one sword, then take all the buffs. I mean, I guess they are greater value. And then something like Unsheath still primes the Quicksilver dagger. The main thing you want, though, is the repeat go-agains. I think that's fine. I think that's what we say the combo is. Considering, you know, it's not too hard to get the 9 different versions of Twist and Turn. Okay, we'll count this out as the last one, and then we'll move on to the next hero. So, God. Gallantry, so, God. 3 resources. One goes into Perforate. One goes Gallantry Gold, one goes into the first swing. Done. So we swing, we get 2 from Oath of Steel, we get 1 from Gallantry Gold. And then we use Perforate. Perforate gets us Twist and Turn, which will go into the next one. Right? Did I miss anything? No. Swing again, goes to 4, it's now costing us nothing. We get 1 from Gallantry Gold, and say we had that Twist and Turn, so that's a +4. We then swing again. 6, a 1. And that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can swing one more time. Right? And lastly, we just swing with the other dagger, which would be a 1 and a 2, a 1. And we're paying for that with Tunic. We're pitching here. And then all these daggers are free. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, so that's correct. That would be how much damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 10, 20, 22. See that buff of Oath of Steel is huge. 5 from Gallantry, and then 4 from Twist and Turn. That would be 38. That's not bad. 38 damage. Granted, we're taking the Twist and Turn, which is adding to a lot of damage, right? It's a 4 plus 10. It's 14 extra damage. I mean, 24... Well, it'd be 27, because, you know, again, chalk it up to a +3. The 38 damage is still really good. Alright. Like 5 cards. 38 damage. Okie dokie. Who's next? Ira. So what's the condition on Whirling Miss Blossom? If it hits, if it's a second or higher chain link in a row to hit, draw 2 cards. But see, what's happened is because you have all the dagger throw effects, that has made Whirling Miss Blossom even more consistent. Because on a previous chain, you can just flick. And it's not even attack, like Mask of Momentum. So you could just go dagger. Yeah, well, you still probably hold out and play Whirling Miss Blossom later on. Ugh. But see, this is the problem. They've built draw into these classes, and it's good draw. They had additional draw that, you know, even the playing field for everyone else. But then they did mass banning. Like Art of War being in a big hero seems intentional. Art of War being in Ninja seems disgusting. God. What were the actual main cards that we got? I think more than anything, the main cards that we got were just more 0 for 3s would go again, or 0 for 4 would go again. Like, as much as I like playing the backside and throw dagger, they are definitely great. It is just the base stat line that we've gotten is significant. 0 go again. 0 go again. 1 cost go again, but you take the dagger. You kind of like Hurl just because it's Hurl. You don't actually have to pay. So Ira's base damage is 13 a turn. You then start working other stuff in. So the fact that Ira is always 13, or can always be 13 plus damage a turn, right? Because then your opponent's block from hand is 12, roughly speaking. So you're always getting 1 damage across, and exhausting your opponent's hand in that scenario, right? So if anyone who goes that why is Ira crazy, that's why Ira's crazy. And then you have Zephyr Needle when it worked, right? Which would be a 2/2. That's already a +1 over that 3 stat line. And then you can take a 1 cost card, right? Which will, call it simply, is another 4 instead of 3. So now you're doing 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. Sorry, 3, 3, 4, 2, 2. Right? So was that 6, 10, 14 plus Iras. So you went from 13 with normal daggers to 15. Right? So again, if your opponent's block is 12, you're always getting 3 damage across. And you're getting more than that because we also have the chain links now. But there's probably more disgusting stuff we can do. And go again. And we probably want ninja cards as our starting point. So, yeah, there's too much dagger utility not to use daggers instead of Edge of Autumn. Granted, Edge of Autumn's a weird weapon. Not started like Searing Ember or anything like that. Oh, the Zephyr Needle ban is not in effect. Oh, my internet gave out. You back? I do apologize. It is a very hot day, and my internet goes to sleep sometimes. God, how would I do 0 for 4? I don't think will quite work because a lot of the 4 is tied behind certain interactions. Yeah, it's like Ravenous Rabble was that peak of damage. And now, especially for Ninja, it is getting insane. That's kind of a mechanic. I can see them printing. Instead of Soulbeat Strike, where it's if this hits, this gets go again. If this Chain Link hits, that would have a really good synergy with daggers. Sorrow start? No, not lower life. Just start for a scar. Yeah. So we'll go 3 power, go again. There'll be some that buffs. I mean, just the potential of Biting Breeze, the fact that it has to be blocked at that point. So Ira must be in Tigers, surely. Yes, that's what we build. Tiger Fiasco. In which case, you definitely still want Growl as just buff card. But Growl seems... No, not Growl. What am I thinking of? I mean, Growl is still a good one. Because between Growl and the Biting Breeze, you now have a 4 attack card, right? So 3, 3, and then maybe a Crouching Tiger with +1. I guess what I should do is I should type in Tiger. If Crouching Tiger was the last attack, his combat chains gets to go again, and the next Tiger gets +3. Roar of the Tiger, that's what I'm thinking of. Where's our Roar of the Tiger? The Roar of the Tiger is a 1 damage +1. I mean, I remember when I thought like Predatory Streak was the craziness. Predatory Streak would be with 1 roar. Would be 10 damage. Yeah, again, it's just the insanity that you can just take 3s and have such a consistent time. And then still pressure more damage too. Target attack each card with base +3. The more could potentially be a +5 if you take Roar of the Tiger. Problem is, Roar of the Tiger, is a -2, technically, compared to the average. So between Roar the Tiger and one more, you're now on equal footing for what you could normally take. So the question is, how do you get the advantage? I guess you take Roar the Tiger and 3 moles, but then you have there when this hits. Yeah, I don't think tigers are consistent enough anymore. You can definitely take them with just 0 for 3s like Biting Breeze, where it pressures that extra damage. But you still need some sort of buff for Biting Breeze. Without building something, insane that relies on raw mechanics, I think Iron just has consistent damage. Might come back. We'll go to Fae, because Fae should be easier. It's basically what Syndra's doing, but Phoenix Flame instead of daggers. Right? Because you get the 1 from Fae's ability. If you have 3 chain links, you could do the same thing. You could literally just do Ignites into Spreading. Again, same circumstance. I mean, this is what we really need on Fabric, is just every card to have this type of overlay, right? That counts it as a 3. So like if it's 0 cost, its stat line should be 3, and we'd go again. And is where we're up to, right? So Ignite is a -1 in comparison, but then discount something else. So technically, you're just taking the 1 damage and putting it onto a 1 cost card. The Spreading Flame, which is a 1 cost, should be 4 with Go Again. But because of the buff, so again, we're -1, but we're working towards a better average, which is what I like. I very much enjoy the mathematics behind Flesh and Blood. God, I always misspell Phoenix. So first, yeah. So Phoenix Form is our big payoff draw, which is still crazy enough. I think it's no, you can see the 3 there. Yeah, when it sits here, I draw 3 cards. Crazy. But the main Phoenix Flames we want are like Inflame. Or again, this is a -2 because you get Phoenix Flame, which technically should still make it a -1. But see the stat line, and this is not too long ago, right? And we've already jumped up 1 point. You never want to use Burn Away. Flame Call is again -1 to find the 1, so it's average stats. God, I wouldn't mind doing that as a video, actually, right? Just having a whole reel of cards and counting their stats. I mean, you could figure out the most effective ninja deck that way. Very tempting. Problem is, like, Flame Call's Awakening. Once you run out of Phoenix Flames in your deck, it drops off heavily. Why Inflame, even though it's a -2, is better. Rise Up. Played as Chainlink 4 high, it has Dominates and plus X, where X is twice the number of Phoenix Flames you control. Well, that does seem easy enough. I guess Rise Up is the combo we want. Red Hot. What does Red Hot do again? I do like the fact that these are joint. Would have been insane if Syndra could use Fangs. Would be it'd be insane either way. The additional swing or the discount. Discount wouldn't go too far. Red Hot. Play Chainlink 4 or higher. When you attack with this, reveal top X cards of your deck where X is the number of Chainlinks you can control. So even Red Hot is still a really nice card. But the big thing is the daggers. I mean, at this point, you could just do Ignite. Right, so you do Ignite, Spreading Flame, Ignite, Rise Up, and a Phoenix Flame. How much damage is that? So it'd be 2, 3, 3, because you get the Spreading Flame. You Phoenix Flame, so sorry, not 1, because it gets its own +2. And then Rise Up. So did that out of order. 2, 3, 2, 3. And Rise Up is a 3 +2. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, just like that. Fang's at 15 as well. I really got to go through the ninja cards and just do that. Question is, how do we get it higher? You can't quite use the daggers in the same way. And you still like them, right? Because the chain links. What cards does Faye have access to? And you still have Blood Runs Deep to throw them. The main thing is you just can't recover them. You still have Bleed Out as a 4-cost go again. 4 for go again. And still take Flick and Burning Blade. Problem is, Faye and Syndra just have supreme overlap. Because, you know, there's only the 2 specialization cards. And I guess you try and do Tonic Chain Links red hot, but then you don't have the dagger re-equip and swinging. So it's still the same issue. So the cards you're probably contemplating would be like Compounding Anger, for instance. Fire Tenant again, because it's that +1. Play a Draconic card. Here's Compounding Anger. I make it up in my head. It's just a straight Draconic card. Here we are. Yeah. 0 cost 5 damage. No go again though. Anything else? I don't think you want to take Fealty. Yes, the drop of Dragon Blood is still part of the insanity. You have Break Over Coals, +1 instead of Spreading Flame now. You still want the Chain Links anyway. I think the main thing is just you have access to Loyalty Beyond the Grave, the new drop of Dragon Blood, 2 daggers to swing for Chain Links. Just a much easier time getting to the Chain Links you want as Faye. But I don't think he's as crazy. Again, it's just overall, Ninja just has such a higher baseline of damage. Yeah, I think I'll do. I think we'll open the other Outsiders box. I don't think there's anything else I want to really go over. We did Dorinthia. And it's probably worth still showcasing them. But again, it's just so consistent in their damage. I mean, who else would I want to combo? Yes. Aurora. Aurora should have high base damage too. You can do fun things with 4 cards in the Jarl. Like, take Brute, for instance. You have to pitch 1, and you have to discard 1 for, you know, roughly a 6 power card. That's insane. Comparison. Like, you hell-bent on the discard, you know, regainers. We need abridged versions of a lot of banned cards, because they're the right toolkits for different heroes. They just, you know, weren't fine-tuned enough. Like Berserk with a soft cap is kind of needed, right? Maybe restrict it from Levia somehow. Is it even that good in Levia? We'll leave it there. We will crack our second box of Outsiders instead. I can think about who I want to fetch combos for. Alright. If we have any luck, or if the case was half good, half... Okay. Still you can't discredit a Codex Sneak box. But we'd like more. Place that in a case would be beautiful. I shouldn't need a second box. Okay. See what we can find. Red Hurl foil. That is something I do want. A little bit higher. There we go. Can I remove slightly? Actually, I think it did. Be that way more. Cool. Internet going again? A little bit. Good. So nothing. That's going again. Come on. Oh, no, go on completely. Oh, back. Alright, yeah. Definitely seems like short stream today. Once Santa's out, though, we'll probably play games. Because I am actually excited about playing Syndrome Bank. I'll probably give all the ninjas a whirl. Which one is it, though? That's the question. Alright, 2 out of 3 aren't so bad. But I'm pretty sure there's one in particular we want most. So, no Marvel. Sorry, no Majestic. Definitely a Marvel. We'll go from the bottom. It's not Frailty. I'm pretty sure, right? Because I know the artwork, I think. Yeah, not Frailty. It is Inertia. Still a Marvel. I do like the alt art. Yeah, actual codexes. I like old manuscripts. Still a good pull. But we wanted the other two. I take a Blood Rot. What's the problem with Inertia if I can read? Each hero puts the top card of their deck face down to their arsenal. Each hero that does discards a card. Create a ponder token. And that's not horrible. So, Frailty is graveyard. Sorry, I need to look up Blood Rot now. Why do I like Blood Rot more? It feels like I should like Inertia more. I mean, it's a reload mechanic for like, Ranger, which seems strong enough. Problem is you have to play it early. Each hero puts a card from their hand face down to their arsenal. That's a better reload mechanic for Ranger. But again, the point of like Frailty is you play it start of turn. Your opponent's arsenal's already jammed up, so you get the benefit they don't. And you know, you can fetch something in particular out of your graveyard, which is always nicer than card from hand or your deck. When will the reprint come? Is the question. I was surprised it wasn't in the gem packs. In fact, surprised Uzari was in the gem pack. Like Dromai would have been the correct first choice. They must be saving it for something crazy. Says the infectious host spike, and not. Let me just What the hell wasn't even majestic? Mask, Frailty, nada. Okay. And a Plague Hive, so Rainbow Foil. Well, you can really see, but well, you definitely tell the difference between Rainbow Foil and Gold Foil. Sorry, I'm getting sleepy. Well, he takes it out of me too. So yeah, Plague Hive, when you pitch this, each opposing hero chooses one, and create that under them. I like it. Yellow, right? Frailty shut down. It's definitely great. Do you choose or do they choose? You choose, yeah. Yeah. That guy's nice. A Marvel and a Fable. Yeah, it's... Sadly, I'd still be more excited for a Codex. For a specific Codex. Give and take. That is one we definitely would like, right? So give and take. One cost 3, so again, below average stats, but with a really good effect, right? Put a card back to the top of your graveyard, which is very significant for Syndra. Is it for Fang? I kind of like it in Fang. Again, Fire and... Oh, no. Is it attack action or is it action card? No, it's action card, yeah. So yeah, refinding like Fire and Brimstone is very significant. Actually, a really, really good app. Take. And it's fun in Melody. You can definitely do a lot more with it. Recoil, Pendulum, Effect. I want to say we're light in the box, but obviously, definitely not. Nada. Half down. 3 decent pulls. One sharp, bonds, peace of mind. Another toxicity. Good, I skipped the right spot. Amnesia. Amnesia is also a good pull, right? Those hits, cards, and tokens they own lose and can't gain names until the start of the next turn. So I like the jump off point. So we get to the higher cost cards where their on-hit effects are very, very debilitating. So they're worth the decrease in average stats. Plus then you have, you know, hand economics. Plunge, spike, wreck, golden sharp. Nada. Another plunge, bleed out, another dagger, and some feisty locals. God. I may have skipped looking for the cold foil. Can you get a cold foil and a marvel? Probably can. Humble, spinning wheel kick. Nada. Might have to relook through afterwards. Prowl. Next attack with stealth, you play its combat chain gets +1. So yeah, this is another problem with like the ninja cards, assassin cards. So a 0 for 3 with no go again and a potential +1 is not that good. I feel like the stealth cards should have been added above average. But then, you know, you meant to have that synergy. It's just you're a low damage class that wants to connect the dots in sort of a weird way. Favorite card from the Hunted is by far, God, Perforate. Perforate is just nutty for Dagger Warrior. And I have no idea why they printed it with draw on it. Like, it's such a strong effect. Pull up quickly, actually. Let's see. Spoilers, The Hunted. Down in the Warrior section. Oh. I mean, Provoke is crazy as well. Sorry, it's Assassin Warrior, isn't it? So I don't really care for it that much. The main reason is for Warrior, Dagger 0, 1 cost. Assassin, they're not. Why can I not find it? Assassin Ninja, Assassin Warrior. So it should be here. There we go. Perfect. So, yeah. For whatever reason, it's really strong effect, right? You may attack with Dagger an additional time. You get a discount for the entire turn, not the next swing. And then, for whatever reason, it replaces itself. So, yeah. I think that's my favorite card from the set, definitely. Infiltrate, though, is not a bad pull, right? Mainly because of the until next turn as well. Might hit something juicy. A lot more flexible than the ninja play cards. Alright. Feel like we're due at least one more M. Lead outs, Fletch, Destructive Deliberation. I'm gonna have to look through for the call for. Best of the split. South go again into contract. No. Don't actually like contract for in general. I guess the starting point is what equipment you take. I think you still want marking. Just because mark gives you so much more flexibility with chaining together cards. Because, you know, one stealth card into one contract card is just not that great, in my opinion. It feels like they've kind of just dropped off contract. So, yeah, I think marking for a lot of the mark trigger effects so that you can string together more attacks is a bit better. What's some prime cards for Slippy? Because the main thing is you really want to make use of the double up. I don't think contract's the way to do it. Because we're also in sort of an aggro heavy meta. I think contract's just way too slow. And the big thing though is to look at equipment, and you know you've got the majority of assassin stuff that where you still want to re-equip. Equipment. Yeah, no. I don't think there's anything in this set to boost up Huntsman. Unless you want to play Huntsman not for the ability, I guess, for the extra life. But then the guaranteed stealth gets go again is so big. I mean, that's the whole reason they put it on both Arachnes, because it's such a needed mechanic for Assassin. Because to be honest, they don't know what Assassin is, right? I mean, the spiel I can give you is contract, right? Milling your deck in lots of different card games is fantastic. Milling an opponent's deck in Fab is kind of irrelevant because, you know, depending on the matchup, it doesn't do enough, right? It's not a straightaway effect, right? It has no impact on their next turn. Whereas, you know, like Brute with Intimidate discards their hand, immediate impact on their next turn. So if they print more contract cards that pluck stuff from hand, sure. If they continue with the way it is, yeah, no. I think Stealth and Daggers is your better bet because, God, you have the whole Dagger 3 for go again, so basically the ninja repertoire, right? And then you have the mark effects from your daggers. Granted, re-getting your daggers, I don't think they quite printed enough with the graphene cards, but, you know, it's still kind of worthwhile. And as a finisher, daggers in Assassin is significantly stronger, right? Kiss of Death with Poison Blade or Toxicity is a lot of pressure. So, yeah, I think you want Stealth and daggers. I think don't really try to work contract into it because it's too slow. Put it that way, but News the prime example, right? The reason New works so well is because you get the payoff for contract. Silver, as just milling a deck, is not really sufficient, unfortunately. No, well, this is the last pack of the box too. And we get one more decent pull. I mean, Hurl, right? 0 for 3. And chance to do the ping is great in the late game. Nope. But, did I look through this pack? I did. There might be a cold coil in here somewhere, so I should probably look for that eventually. You still got really good pulls. By way of a marble and a play card. Right, so that's definitely nice enough. I actually think you want the new headpiece as well. To set up daggers or a very strong swing turn. I mean, we can spend a little bit of time building Arachne. I think I can just do that. Beautiful. Right? What was I think I had something I was toying around with. So it's most likely crazy shenanigans. Ah, yes. This is as pressure is also insane, right? So Kiss of Death, regaining effects, works with Amulet of Serviveness, which is a on-hit effect. So you can pressure 3 cards every Kiss of Death and Pain in the Backside and Flick Knives. Yeah. But, equipment-wise, let's see, what can we pull? Because obviously the majority of Assassin equipment you want silver. You know, there's ways around that. We'll do it slot by slot, why not? Stat-wise, I do still think you want Mask of Deceit, right? Because it's just the random agent of chaos. They show up, they do, beautiful. So you can take a defensive deck and take Trapdoor. Most likely you're taking Orb Weaver, right? The idea is to just get the dagger. You want anyone else? I guess Funnel Web is also nice. Actually, that's actually a really good KO. You could set up the potential to KO from like 20 life. So you take Stealth, and then you take Tarantula. You take like all the blue dagger buffing cards, Poison Blade, and then you just try and ping them down with daggers. That could be an interesting win con. But there are still okay contract cards. Like Infiltrate is beautiful in Slippy, because, you know, if you actually hit something, this is Banish that actually matters, because you get payoff, right? Whereas the majority of contracts, the payoff is silver. I mean, they also, in Mistbattle, they stopped doing that. They tried to give proper payoff to contracts. Yeah, the same rationale. Contracts just doesn't quite work the way it should. So yeah, Mask of Deceit is probably my pick. I don't think you actually want Flick Knives. I think you'd want the chest. So what are you missing out on? Next attack reaction card you play this turn costs 1 less. I don't think that's that big because they printed a nice plethora of them. I think Bloodslide Vest, just for the 3 resources as you need. You probably still want Tunic, actually, just for the consistent resources. And your legs. What's the alternative to Black Deck Whisperers? I mean, still, using all these once off is still really good value. They're equivalent to the many other hero equipment, right? Their equipment is definitely standout, but, you know, you probably take just defensive cards. But yeah, daggers and Stealth. Seems like the better go. I don't even think like Raven's cool. Because just getting enough silver to functionally make use of all these cards is just, it's nuts. Like if Raven's Call was 1 silver, maybe. But yeah, so you have Bite, 0 stealth, so that's you there. The main ones are the go against all the buffs. Because the buffs are still big, right? If you're just swinging, you take it sort of warrior-esque, where you're able to throw in a stealth card every now and then. Because that's still kind of strong, right? 0 for your next dagger getting +4, and the potential to mark is huge. But it still does kind of feel like Assassin is a mix mash of what it's trying to be, right? You've got a little bit of Ninja, a little bit of Warrior, a little bit of, I guess, Brute Guardian in terms of disruption. I think their big mistake was making the daggers 2 cost. I mean, they wanted to make piercing something, but piercing could have just been a cool assassin mechanic, right? Because yeah, it's just awkward to have to pitch 4. I kind of wish like Hunter's Clave was your 2, and then Mark of the Huntsman was a 1. Considering it doesn't have piercing, that would have made more sense and has the destruction effect. But fortunately, no. Also, how bad is that cut off? That's not too bad. That's off the if and the W. Move the screen over slightly. But I should probably make a new one. Let's see what the current name of the game is. How much consistent average damage do you have? Because that's outcompeting the ninjas. right? You're either doing fatigue and countering ninjas, or you're trying to keep up with ninjas. So yeah, as long as you have the right amount of consistent damage. We'll start with 0 costs. So yeah, you probably want a big payoff stealth card, so not a 0 cost stealth card. Like take 15 actual sizable stealth effects. And then, you've got cards like Hurl where you don't have to trigger the effect, but it's still a 3 with Go Again. Right? Take Hurls. Target Dagger gets +3 is also fine. Basically just the stat line you're looking for. Not the traps. Like Infiltrate as a payoff for the stealth is, again, fantastic. Kiss of Death is obviously an auto-include. Just sets up so many things. But yeah, even buff-wise, there's just so much more interaction with stealth than there is contract. Like even Pain in the Backside. It can be a bit awkward since you have to destroy the dagger if it hits, but it's still a good 0 for 3 with Go Again. Finette, same thing. Get a cheap dagger, 0 for 3. Pick up the point, fantastic, because you don't have to pay for it. You can pick. Probably cards like Reaper's Call that have the flexibility to. Does attack react? Yeah, it's a +3. I mean, you really just want to make use of the guaranteed Go Again for taking the heftier stealth cards. The additional swings are nice too. They can get a bit awkward for Assassin because of how heavy costed your dagger is. The additional swings on Graphene is nice. +3 to your dagger swing. And yeah, it's basically just dagger, stealth card, maybe something else. Oh, right. I keep misreading this because that just seems nuts to me. Yes, Pain in the Backside is fantastic. Just it's a 0 for 4 if it hits. Right? It's one of the few 0 for 4s that Assassin has with Go Again. Pick up sticks, +4, and retrieve. Yeah, so that's already 24 cards to try and make it so you consistently have 12 damage in base in your turn, right? Then you have a stealth card where you can take it slightly higher. So you'd pitch a blue, right? Most likely 2 would go towards a dagger, and then 1 would go towards your stealth card. And then that still leaves 2 free attack cards. That'd be 6, +1 with piercing sometimes, right? And then your stealth card, which is slightly low, so you need the stealth card to have really big power. And this math is straight up why every other class is kind of going to have an issue, because you go back a little bit, that's good damage, spread out, it does what it needs to do, but in comparison to ninja, kind of bad. In fact, that playline's wrong. You would do playline you'd want is you go dagger, right, for 1. You then play a just 3 with Go Again, right? You then have a stealth card that's probably a 1 cost. And then you'd have a finisher, which is probably 4 to 5 damage instead. Right? And then you'd hope this would have a sizable effect. So, 8, 9, 12. Right? You still have your 12 points of damage there, which is a decent consistent base. Again, Ninja is kind of at the 15 mark, right? And the 3 does make a difference since 12 is, sort of the break point for block mathematically in Flesh and Blood. But yeah, as long as you take 20 cards that are statted as a 3 for Go Again, right? You take 20 that are a decent stealth card, and then you're kind of looking for 0 cards as a finisher, which I guess you could try and run contract. I mean, what's the big payoff? I mean, there are still obviously sizable contract cards, but the problem is you just don't have the resources to spare at this point, right? So Leave No Witness still is a staple, is okay. The Arsenal Disruption is probably what you play it for. So instead, is Surgical. So the problem is working in a 2-cost. A 2-cost that is 4 damage is awful. Even if this was 6 damage, still seems kind of awful. Because, yeah, just I don't value the banish. I mean, the hand is nice, but it's not high enough damage to offset the lower base damage that Assassin has in comparison to, something like Guardian. But you can definitely still take a few choice contracts. I just wouldn't bank on the silver. You'd mainly take them for the disruption effect. Anything that's banished to the top of the deck, to me, is just redundant. Because you have no real payoff as anyone but new. But the other issue with everything we're going over now is it doesn't really leave you room to block. Because you need the one pitch, go into your dagger and your stealth, right? And then you want the other 3 cards to make up the damage. It's the dagger being at 2 that's a real big issue. Because if you could do, dagger and 2 1-cost cards, that would be a much nicer turn. Because the damage and the effect would work out a lot better. So I think we're fine, but yeah. Just, you want to play aggro, play ninja. You want to play fatigue or disruption or however you want to phrase it. Play ranger, play guardian. Just not quite enough room. Rarity. Not Marvel. What Majestics do you have access to? And you also have no discounts, right? Ninja has a fair amount of discounts. So they can take those heftier cost cards. I think the other big killer for Assassin is you have no draw engine. I mean, what classes still have draw? I think the majority of classes still have draw. Just Assassin that doesn't. Actually thinking about it. You have Art of Body Desire. Whenever this banishes a red card, draw a card. I mean, that's okay, but it's not something you can really count on. You can play around Perforate. But, trying to find 3 cards in a 60-card deck as the baseline of your turn is obviously not good. Is that the main issue that I actually have with Assassin? Yeah, so like your draw wants you to be in daggers and marking. So you gotta take daggers and marking. Yeah. Yeah, that's my final thoughts. You want to be in daggers and marking, and your basic turn is dagger. That's cut off. Yeah, right. Dagger, health card, and then oh god, dagger, stealth, right? 0 cost, and then payoff. Something like that. And then you still need a pitch ball, and that's still 3 cards, so you're not blocking. It's also going to be a rough time. Because, again, if you're against Ninja, you're not going to outcompete them for damage. If you're against anyone else, if you're not blocking, you're going to get screwed over by the effects. But I could be completely wrong. An assassin could be top. That I'm pretty sure. New being an assassin is secondary to it just being New's playstyle and effects. And the payoff being so grand. Anyway, I'll do it for today. Hope that helps. In any way. If you enjoy FAP content, Klloo TCG. That channel is where I primarily upload FAP, and eventually, maybe. I don't know. I think I'll probably keep this as a live channel. But maybe stream over there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Anyone hanging around, thanks as always, and anyone watching posts. Cheers. I'm out. See ya.